ask for a correction on the report. What we have is that the domestic is still 5 Ghana cedis, international economy is 100 Ghana, and international business is 150. That is what we have.
Very well. Then it means there's a unique corrections. So let Patrick conclude. Yeah, Patrick, let's see.
Mr. Speaker, the minister has confirmed what I just said.
But he said it's only in reference to the international flight. The domestic flight,
it's
the
not
flight
only,
is,
Mr. Speaker.
That's what he just said.
5 cedis, 200 cedis. And
no, he just said the 5 cedis still remains the 5 cedis. That's what he just said.
Mr. Speaker, 5 cedis, 200 Ghana cedis is only. Is that what the minister is telling us?
The minister said that
so
is
within a year under the reset agenda, an increment from 5 Ghana cedis to 100 is only. It's only.
Minister,
1,000%.
Honorable Patrick Boama, what the minister said was the domestic is still 5 cedis. They've not made any changes. It is only the international that is 100 Ghana. Is that not what you said? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I want to repeat for all of us to hear. Since 2014, the airport passenger service charge has remained the same. The committee is making recommendation to this House that we should consider to make some increases to the charges that since 2014, they've remained same. Domestic, 5 cedis, international economy, 100 Ghana, international business, 150. Mr. Speaker, those are the charges we are taking. Since 2014, we have not increased.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, I still stand by my point. The value is the same. That you are increasing airport passenger service charge, whether domestic, international, business, or from 5 cedis to 100 Ghana cedis. 1,000%.
Patrick, did the minister say that?
Yes.
In some cases, 150.
He said in some cases, 150 Ghana cedis.
Patrick, what I heard, and I believe that's what you also heard, is that the domestic is still 5 cedis.
Mr. Speaker, how many people fly domestic?
I fly domestic. This one.
How many? Even if it's 5 cedis to 150, it's a lot of money for international passengers. Because he's a minister, the state caters for him. He doesn't care about that. Is that what he's telling Ghanaians?
Very sad.
Very sad for a resetting agenda, Mr. Speaker.
What is he proposing as a new thing?
Very insensitive on the part of government. Mr. Speaker, on a more serious note, I chair the subsidiary legislation committee. And this falls within the fees and charges bill that was brought to our committee. Unfortunately, this is being smuggled through the budget. It's supposed to have been part of the bill that came to us, which matured on the 13th of November. This is news to me and to the committee. So I want you to ask the minister whether it was part of the bill that was brought to us, which matured on the 13th, and why it's being smuggled through this budget. This 11th hour as a new service charge. Mr. Speaker, it's very important. We have to step this report down for further explanation from the minister. Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Anyway.
Second point is on the 24-hour economy, DVLA expansion, and 24 whatever. 1 year down the line, I'm just seeing Adenta as the only service or delivery point. 1 year. 12 months into the administration, second coming of President Mahama. 24-hour economy, where T-shirts were printed across the country. 24-hour economy. People who work 6 to 12, 12 to 6, 10 to whatever. And now, just one service center at Adenta. And they are even asking for more service centers across the country. Mr. Speaker, that is serious. Mr. Speaker, look at page 13. Non-performance on CAPEX allocation in 2025. Let me read it to you, Mr. Speaker. That the committee noted that by September 2025, the Ministry of Transport had received 43 million cedis out of its approved CAPEX allocation of 165 million. And you sit here and say Ato is forcing. Forcing what? Oh, I'm coming. You'll read further. Representing a release rate of approximately 26%. 26%. And you sit here and say, oh, the Asempa Nabo. Is this Asempa Panava? 26% release. Nikpe, Honorable Nikpe, are you happy with 26% release? Okay. Mr. Speaker, however, despite the release, no expenditure has been incurred on these planned activities. And your ministry is asking for more funds. Honorable Nikwe, Agrobeso Ifranopa. If the whole year you got only 26%, that's why Jaja doesn't even come to the house. Jaja has stopped coming to the house.
He's angry. Honorable Nikwe, how were you able to survive in 2025 with 26% release?
Very sad.
How? Very sad and unfortunate. And you think Ato is forcing. He's collapsing your ministry. We know. The ministers, you are not happy with releases. You are not. Nikwe, you are not. Gisela Tete is not happy. Ampim is not happy himself. Trade Minister, you're not happy. You just walked in. The whole day, we are debating your report, and you just walked in and you are shouting. Honorable Achampo, are you happy with the 26%? The Speaker.
They can't talk.
So, this report, I don't think we must support it.
I'll give the ministers opportunity to explain.
It's very, very important. From 5 cities to 100 cities to 150 cities, 1,500%.
But Honorable Patrick, what he said is different from what you are telling me.
Oh, Mr. Speaker, the report is before you.
Anyway, I'll ask him to repeat because
Very
he
well.
said the domestic is still 5 cities. So
Mr. Speaker, you are more interested in the domestic.
that's what
You are more interested in the
This
domestic.
morning I used domestic.
We want to promote tourism. We want to promote our siblings' interest in coming to Ghana. And Christmas is fast approaching. We are approving this budget. People want to come for the blaster experience and what have you. And ticket cost is going to increase. Did he factor all those into his calculations?
I'm giving the opportunity.
Very well, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. No, actually. Minister, conclude and explain. I give us the explanation too.
Mr. Speaker, before the minister comes in, the chairman must do the correction to reflect what we are talking about so that the minister will conclude.
Chairman, let's hear you.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
Is that the section for correction?
So, right, Honorable Speaker, there's actually no increase or increment in the scheme of things. We have maintained the position that domestic rates remain the same. And therefore, the increase affects the external travels, if there is, and that one. So there isn't any increase. So we request to amend the report to reflect the position as expatiated by the minister going forward. Thank you.
So it means the amendment you are seeking is to the fact that the domestic will remain 5 cedis. Is that not the case?
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker.
And the external will be increased to 100 Ghana cedis.
It's the same thing.
Very well.
Thank you.
Okay, so now the explanation is clear. It's the external that has been affected, but the internal still remains 5 cedis. Yes, let me give, Minister, I'll come to you. Let me give Honorable Gideon Boakon, then I'll come to you. Yeah, Honorable Gideon Boakon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think we need some clarity here, especially with regards to the external, because my understanding is that for economy class passengers, the charge is going to be $100. For business, $150. No. This is what I know. I want the minister to clarify. For business, $150, and for ECOWAS passengers, $50. So the minister should clarify. Are we talking about 100 cities or $150, $100, and $50? We need that clarity.
Minister, just explain to us, is it in dollars or in cedis?
Mr. Speaker, the committee was recommending to this House for us to consider to increase the airport passenger service charge, and that it had been the same rate from 2014 to date. Now, those rates are quoted in dollars. Since 2014, they have not been increased. And the committee was rather recommending to this House that the House should consider, with the work of the Ghana Airport Company, and increase it from that 5 cedis, 500 and 150 to a new level. And so it is a consideration for the House. But if we will increase, we have to come through the fees and charges. But let me assure the House, or let me inform the House, that since 2014, this airport passenger service charge has not been increased. It has remained the same, and that is what we have been operating with. Mr. Speaker, having said this, I want to take this opportunity to thank the committee and members of this. Oh, but he called me.
Minister, just hold on. I'll give the opportunity after the approval. I'll give the opportunity to thank the committee. But Minister, I think the Minister for Finance has been advocating that dollarization should cease. So if we are,
Mr. Speaker, I'm reporting on something that has been 2014. It is not a new thing.
Yes,
this is the charge we inherited.
I'm just bringing it to your attention whether you discuss this with the minister. No, I want him to get this.
Speaker, the report is very clear. It's quoted cities. There's nowhere. It's in the report that is quoted in dollars. So if you say that at the committee level, the report, so all these matters will be subject to the Fees and Charges Act.
Very well.
So this attempt to get the minister to say that it is pounds, it is euros, when the report says clearly, I mean, we can't compel him to say that. There's nothing unambiguous about what is in the report. So we shouldn't attempt to get the minister to contradict what is in the report. It will be subjected to the fees and charges. That is what will bring clarity.
Okay. So do you put the question?
Mr. Speaker, the report, page 60 of the report is very clear. And you are saying that the minister should, the minister did what? The minister didn't say so. The report, the content of the report is what we are working with.
in any case, there will be a Fees and Charges Act. All this will be contained in the Fees and Charges Act. No, for purposes of recommendation. So when the thing is clear, why are you trying to get the minister to say a different thing, then tomorrow you say that? So if the minister says it is in pounds, then you go and amend the report. No. So yes, so I'm saying that the report, there's nothing ambiguous.
Speaker, I will advise the minister.
Minister,
You speak
Minister,
last.
you hold
Yeah.
on. I'll come to you. Yes.
Our good friend should wait. When we are done, you can clarify or put in context the figures and the issues our colleagues are speaking to. Yeah, you have the opportunity to speak. Mr. Speaker, let me speak to the motion and make some observations. Conspicuously missing is EVs. I have read through the report. Minister, if you have any pages of your report speaking to electronic vehicles, draw my attention. There is. Okay, so the allocation to EVs, 0. And I know how passionate you are in terms of EVs. This cannot pass. The previous government has set the tone. You are aware of all the initiatives and the undertakings in terms of electronic vehicles. We don't need to, you use the media. We hope so. Now, all of us are aware about emissions in this country. And science has proven that transport alone contributes more than 20% of emissions, especially in urban and peri-urban areas. And it is the reason why the previous government set the tone and put out the necessary framework for us to expand. What I expect from you is an expansion. Now, 0 allocation, that cannot be. That cannot be. To expand on electronic vehicles, provision, and the template that needs to expand on it, you are piloting it at where? Yes, we are talking about reduction of carbon footprint. And I've already told you that the transport sector alone contributes more than 20%.
This is Atamahima Okusia Odei Walker. Please continue to watch Morris TV.
Look at me and pay attention to this part. Public transport. Electronic vehicles have the potential of reducing emissions, have the potential of reducing carbon footprints, and has other health benefits. And your government is not visionary enough to continue what we've started. I mean, and you're providing nothing. You are providing nothing, 0. And you want us to applaud. We can't applaud this. Minister, you have to speak to this. You have to respond to this. And again, the last time the Honorable Member Big Zidane had come to make a formal statement lamenting on the number and the scale of accidents occurring on our water bodies across the country. The white water, the black water, the Volta River. Accidents all over the place. And not even a line budget on the provision of safety measures on these transport facilities on these water bodies. This cannot be acceptable. Minister, this cannot be acceptable. And the finance minister should have been here. The finance minister should have been here. Just because you recall, you even had a reason to make an appropriate referral on this same subject matter. We cannot approve this. We can't approve this budget. You have to go back and do your homework well. Minister, go back, make an amendment to the EVs. Mr. Speaker, you should go back and make a necessary amendment to EVs and facilities on our water bodies. And you know the number of people who move along these water bodies. We can't accept this budget. And Minister, you know what to do right. Now, let me reference the report. Pages 8 and so on. As we are page 8, item 522, subheadline Road Transport Management. And item B says, commission new officers at Akwetia and Bole while a 24-hour operations office was commissioned at Adenta for use by the DVLA. The least you can do is at least acknowledge the good work that your predecessor has started. You should have acknowledged it. We are aware what we did in terms of the Akwetia office that you commissioned. You should have acknowledged our efforts. Proceeding further, item on page 9, completed a test run on the newly constructed Tema Impakadan railway line and operationalized passenger services from Tema to Adomi. Huh? Minister, you won't acknowledge the previous government's effort. That's not good enough. What you should be speaking to is what you should be doing to enhance, because you came to meet it. The Tema Impakadan railway line was done by the MPP, the previous MPP administration. Yes. Huh? And test run, I'm told, the test run had all been done. You should acknowledge our good works. You will not acknowledge it. So, Speaker, I think that without adding more, I think the minister should pay attention to what the honorable member, Honorable Patrick Boama, had raised on the fees and charges. You need to clarify it once and for all. Let's get it explained. Or it is taken out of the report. And you can't, for EVs, I'm an environmentalist. And you have engaged you private, and I know how passionate. Is it the case that, if it is the case that you have a problem speaking to the exchequer, tell us. We are going to approve the budget. We can say no, we should go back and make the necessary amendment. If you need more money, tell us. If you need more money, tell us. Today across the world, the narrative in terms of environmental conversation is about how we can deal with emissions. At the last COP, emissions have come out strongly, damages what we can do to deal with it. And 21st century Ghana, you bring a budget for Ministry of Transport and there's nothing on EVs. Are you proud about this? You should not be proud about this. I insist, go back and do your homework well. So you got 20% contribution of emissions is by the transport sector. And it cannot be ordinary. It cannot be ordinary. And let me conclude just rehashing the accident on the white water, the black water, and you are from the northern part of our country. Please, please, clearly your budget is not enough. Go back and input these considerations and come back. And then we'll consider whether we'll approve it or not. As it stands, we are opposed. We won't pass this. We can't pass this budget. We won't pass this budget. Besides, Ghana has entered into a number of bilateral cooperation agreements that is raking in billions of dollars, especially on environmental conservation and emissions. Last time, Switzerland, Korea, now UAE, you're all ready to rake in this money. Minister, I beg you, my friend, we can't accept this budget. Go back and do something about the emissions. And because it has a potential of bringing in a lot of RED Plus benefit in terms of dollars. Ghana last year raked in over 2 billion from Switzerland. Free money, low-hanging fruit. You see the minority, we are helping you. We are helping you to blaze the trail.
2 billion, I'm telling you, you can check. Google it. Benefits from a RED Plus compact between Ghana and Switzerland.
And now what is outstanding is the UAE, and it will bring in a lot of money. Please, let's pay attention to this. Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity. But the budget we will not approve. This one we will not approve. It must go back. This motion, we will not pass it. We will go back.
Honorable Nipe, hold on. Let me listen to it.
Speaker, this side of the House keep reminding of the majority that this budget is a cut and paste budget. Mr. Speaker, if you look at this 2026 budget, compare the content to the very budget they criticized, 2024 budget, you realize that some phrases, some paragraphs were just lifted. We pointed it out to them. They will not even take their time to read the entire budget to correct it. Pages 75 and 76. Those pages are there. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the money that has been allocated to the presidency, the money, compensation alone, Mr. Speaker, is more than what is being given to a whole ministry. What a reset government. And this is a reset government that is talking about due process. They say, as for them, their governance will be pepe, everything will be pepe. Down MPP. Mr. Speaker, if you look at table 3, there is a huge scandal at table 3, paragraph page 6, table 3, a huge scandal. I don't know whether they themselves have reported this to the OSP. Mr. Speaker, I don't know. Look at table 3, capital expenditure. Do you have the report? You're asking for page 1. Do you have the report? Do you have the report? Honorable, do you? You have the report? Pardon? You have the report? Okay. If you have the report, go with me to page 6, table 3. I want the chief whip for the majority side to finish reading the page. Is he there? Okay. Now, Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure, 2025 appropriation, what we approved in this house, 83 million. Releases, 92 million. Somebody must go to jail. Then when you come and see actual expenditure, 92 million, variance, negative 9.4. Somebody must account for this 9.4 million. This is not my report. This is not my report. And you are saying that releases are in excess of 111%. How can you spend what has not been approved by Parliament? Please. Mr. Speaker, they cannot tell us that we approved expenditure item. There's expenditure line. Look at the line item, Mr. Speaker. Is the reason why we have compensation of employees. We have goods and services, and we have capital expenditure. Don't tell me that you are putting all the figures together to confuse me. In the list, I understand these numbers. I've been here for 4 terms. Mr. Speaker, capital expenditure, what Parliament approved as a line item expenditure, capital expenditure, 83 million. if you look at the actual releases, they have spent beyond the amount that this house approved. We are not interested in total envelope. The auditor is interested in the line item. Yeah, line by line. Mr. Speaker, has anybody been sent to the OSP? They came here to talk about the PFM Act. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that many of you are likely to go to jail. From what I am seeing, Mr. Speaker, just year one alone, only yesterday, you were on us. The slightest mistake, you'll be inviting MPP appointees to go to OSP, to go to NIB. Mr. Speaker, look at the line item. The excess of 9.4 million. Who authorized this to be released? Who authorized it? It was never brought to Parliament for variation. Mr. Speaker, if it were to be MPP administration, we know what our friends will do. Mr. Speaker, we know in this country the slightest error, how our friends have reacted to same. Just first year, one line item, what Parliament has not approved, your own records. I don't want any of you to say Afenyo Markin said something. This is not me saying. This is you. A report signed by Honorable Isaac Ajay Mensah, chairperson of the committee. He is a member of the NDC caucus in Parliament. He is not an MPP person. Mr. Ajay Mensah himself admits by signing this report that there is some chop that has gone on. Mr. Speaker, the PFM Act, let me read for the avoidance of doubt. Mr. Speaker, I will say mine. When it's your turn, say yours. Mr. Speaker, Section 96(2). I read, a person acting in an office or employment connected with the procurement or control of government stores or the collection, management or disbursement of amount in respect of public fund or public trust, who authorizes an expenditure exceeding the approved appropriation in the relevant budget commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a term of imprisonment of not less than 6 months and not more than 12 months, or to a fine of not more than the value of the assessed impact of the commitment, or to both. So, Mr. Speaker, clearly, somebody must be punished for this. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. The way you judge the MPP, you will be measured by the same standard. Mr. Speaker, this is what the PFM Act says. That we approved a line item for you. And you decided to spend in excess. Mr. Speaker, you have decided to spend almost 10 million cedis. Who spent this? Who authorized this? It was not Parliament that approved this. And your own report is saying that releases are in excess. What the PFM Act is saying is that this is an offense. Somebody must be liable for this. We've already started seeing the scandals. Mr. Speaker, this is scandal number 1 right here in the report. Mr. Speaker, we have seen it in the report signed by the chairman of the committee, not the minority saying something. It is the majority itself admitting to this. Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm concluding. Mr. Speaker, just as Honorable Anodom said, this side of the House would want to put across this point that the consideration of this estimate be placed on ice until we receive sufficient explanation as to why more than what was approved was released under this expenditure item. Mr. Speaker, this government that claims that it is resetting and therefore believes in accountability, probity, transparency in governance. We cannot approve this until sufficient explanation is put forth. We know that in this house, we never varied this expenditure item. There is no evidence of that. If so, they themselves should prove it. They have admitted and they've been caught pants down. Fortunately, this is not the minority's report. These are figures that are coming from official circles. It is not a minority member who has gone for this figure somewhere. Mr. Speaker, I want to look this way so that I can make my point comfortably. Mr. Speaker, they themselves produce these documents. These data and figures have become part of the records of this house.
Who produced these documents?
Mr. Speaker, the ministry. The report is coming from the
report
committee.
Is coming from the committee.
No, yeah, Mr. Speaker, the committee relied on the returns from the ministry. And the chairman and the clerk have signed. Mr. Speaker, the chairman who is from their side. Mr. Speaker, we are saying that they should withdraw this report. They should withdraw this report, do the needful. There must be a full inquiry into this matter. How they spent in excess of almost 10 million cedis. Mr. Speaker, the minority is demanding inquiry into why they spent in excess of what was approved.
Thank you.
We will not support this estimate to be approved. Full inquiry must be instituted to deal with this matter.
Thank you, leader. Yes, majority whip.
Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to add my voice to the call for the approval of the sum of 1,500,000 40,589 Ghana cedis for purposes of programs approved for the Ministry of Transport. Mr. Speaker, I listened to the minority leader in silence. He should be able to take the pain from this side in dignity. Mr. Speaker, the minority leader says what? That because within the approved quantum for the ministry, in terms of IGF, that they cannot via it. Let me advert his mind to Section 32 of the PFM Act, 2016, Act 921. The minister has power to vie expenditure lines approved for entities, from goods and services, for instance, to capital expenditure. And let me read the provision. Please, yes. Can you listen to me quietude? Mr. Speaker, section 32, Speaker, can you save me from the jaws of the minority leader at this time? Speaker, section 32(1) reads, the minister may, on the request of a principal spending officer, execute a virement in respect of an amount of money allocated to the covered entity of that principal spending officer. Speaker, 32(3) is to the effect that a virement executed under subsection 1 is subject to the following conditions. Now, a virement of funds allocated for wages and salaries in an expenditure vote shall not be made unless the virement is in respect of wages and salaries. Yes. What we speak of, it's not about wages and salaries. It's CAPEX. So I will take you to CAPEX. So let me take you to CAPEX. Speaker, section 32, subsection 3, paragraph C. A virement may be made from a recurrent expenditure to capital expenditure, as well as from one capital expenditure to another capital expenditure. Mr. Speaker, yes, I'm done. And Mr. Speaker, oh, please, minority leader, please. Mr. Speaker, now let me look at you so that me too I can make my point without interruption. Speaker, if you take table 3, the global total for 2025 is for appropriation A is for 801,481,350,028 pesos. The actual releases was 588,429,853,080 pesos. The actual expenditure, as a result of which the minority leader has gone haywire and is conjuring an offense that is non-existent and is calling for an inquiry that has no basis. Mr. Speaker, listen to the figure. Actual expenditure, 588,429,853.80 pesos. Mr. Speaker, if you deduct 588 million from 801 million, you have in excess of 280 million. That has not been touched. And yet the minority leader, in some esoteric fashion, is conjuring an offense. Yes, in some esoteric fashion, is conjuring an offense that does not exist. And is demanding that this side will go to jail and that there must be an inquiry, all based on a non-existent fact,
creating a scandal.
And it's now the attempt is that he must use the word scandal to ensure that there's a scandal. Mr. Speaker, they have actually underexpended, and this virement occurred within the remit of section 32(1)(3) of the PMF Act, a PFM Act, 2016 Act 921. So this attempt to, as it were, to what was amended. So this attempt to say that the ministry, somebody at the ministry has committed some offense is untenable. Mr. Speaker, let me therefore urge the House to join me to ask for the adoption of the report of the committee so that the ministry can effectively carry out its mandate in 2016. Mr. Speaker, with these words, I urge the media to ignore the earlier submissions regarding the allegation of over-expenditure outside of appropriation as incorrect, untruthful, and that the appropriate thing was done and they expended within appropriation. They actually under expended. And so on this, Mr. Speaker, I invite that you put the question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a House of record. We should not mislead the House at any point in time. The argument that is being made by the Chief Whip on the other side cannot be sustained. The point that has been made by the minority leader is well-founded. And Mr. Speaker, let me just give you the information and the entire House. This particular provision that was read was not read in full by the Chief Whip. The law, Section 32 says the minister, here the Minister of Finance, is the one who may via, and that violation is upon a request of a principal spending officer. Mr. Speaker, in the absence of that, Section 96, as we read, holds that when appropriation is done and you exceed it, you are in contravention of the law. Mr. Speaker, the very report signed by the chairman of the committee, the report with his imprimatur on it, page 6, row 2, it starts off by saying 2025 appropriation. And Mr. Speaker, the appropriation is done line by line. Then why don't we just vote 200 billion at a go for the government? But we go line by line. Because every line is appropriated. And Mr. Speaker, the amount appropriated was 83 billion. The expenditure was 92 billion, Mr. Speaker. In fact, sorry, it is million. 83 million. The expenditure was 92. And Mr. Speaker, if indeed there was violence, the onus is on the person reporting to state that there was violence. In the absence of that, on the face of the document, there has been over expenditure. And that is why it is being requested that it be stepped down and addressed.
Thank you. I'll now invite the minister. Minister, just conclude for me.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, to respond to the minority leader, I want to, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister, let me hear you, please.
To respond to the minority leader, I want to state that we, the Ministry of Transport, respect this August House, and we operate directly as the Parliament approves to us our budget. In May this year, I wrote to the Minister of Transport to allow us do a Minister of Finance. I wrote to the Minister.
Honorable Minister, please address the chair.
In May, I wrote to the Minister of Finance requesting for environment of the capers for the Ghana Maritime Authority to service their loan that they had acquired over 4 years ago. They are servicing that loan, and as a minister, I will not sit for them to default. So I had written, and we had spent within our budget. We didn't exceed the budget that was approved for us. I want to state that we respect this House, and then we will work to the dictates of this House. We wrote, and the minister allowed us to do some environment, and that is what exactly we did.
Exactly.
And again, there were other concerns that were raised. One of them had to do with the DVLA offices, and that I should give praises to the previous government. I didn't inherit any DVLA building or any structure anywhere. We had to work ourselves as a government to create the opportunity for the Kotea people to have a DVLA office. There was not any existing office for us to inherit. We are working to open up to 40 new offices and serve our people so that they will be able to have services at their doorsteps. So I would have made some recommendations, or I would have said thank you to the former minister if there was any of such projects that we inherited. On the other hand, it is not only Adenta that is running 24-hour economy in the Ministry of Transport. If you go to the Tama shipyard, we even have up to 4 shifts. We are running 24-hour economy. Yes, I'm responding to you. I'm responding to you. I need to respond to you. So, Mr. Speaker, we have a lot of offices operating the 24 hours within the Ministry of Transport alone. But Adenta was picked out for you to know that we, as members of Parliament, will close very late here. If your license is expiring, you just dash there, and then they will renew it for you. We want to state that as a ministry, we will want to state again that all the safety measures that we need to put in place at the Volta River Authority, Mr. Speaker, we have started by recruiting safety guards who have started doing some education along the Volta Lake and educating boat owners and passengers as to how they will pick our passengers and operate within safety measures. So I will want to report to this House that we are not joking when it comes to safety, and we are working with the locals to ensure that we have a smooth travel. Again, on the issue of the EVs, we inherited a contract that was signed to supply 100 EV buses. Only 10 were supplied. And as we sit, we are negotiating with the contractor to see how we can look at the terms and for him to continue to deliver the buses. So it is not a new creature that we'll have to put in this year's budget again. It is already something that was taken, and we are working to ensure that we improve upon the contract sums and ensure that we'll get some buses to augment our fleet. Again, Mr. Speaker, the Taman-Pakadan Railway, that facility was the vision of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. In 2016, he brought a loan facility here that was approved to construct the Taman-Pakadan. It has only been delayed for 8 years. And after the 8 years, we have come to complete it. And I'm happy to report to this House that it is operating, and we are happy picking our passengers on a daily basis from Tema through to Mpakadan. I want to thank the committee, and I want to, by extension, thank leadership and members of this House, and Mr. Speaker, your good self, and to assure you that the Ministry of Transport will work hard to ensure that we promote EV usage in the country. We work to ensure that we have a safe, a secured, and an efficient transport system that will serve the people of Ghana and also position Ghana as a transport hub to West Africa. On this, I want to thank the committee and urge you that you approve our budget estimate for us to continue with the good works of this government led by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
As are in favor of the motion listed 2 in today's order paper addendum, say aye. All those against say no. Honourable members, it's obvious the ayes have it. The motion is carried, and that this honourable House has approved the sum of 1,500,040,589 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Transport for the year ending 31st December 2026. Yes.
Speaker, ordinarily we'll move to addendum 2, but let me pray that we go back to the original order paper and take item number Item number 9, Speaker, 9J. 9J. So that we lay that, then we come back to addendum 2, then we can subsequently
Very well.
take.
So the first deputy speaker will take the chair. So, J.
Thank you so much. So I will not be here tomorrow. I will not be here. Okay. Yes, Majority Chief Whip, let me hear
Speaker,
you.
thank you. Speaker, my prayer is that we go back to the original order paper and take item number 9 and go back to order paper addendum 2.
Honourable members, at commencement, presentation of papers, item numbered 9J.
Speaker, the chairperson for the gender committee is not here, so may I pray you that the member, the first deputy majority whip.
Yes, Deputy Minority Whip, you heard the prayers.
Speaker, we are not opposed.
Thank you very much. Yes, Honorable Deputy Minority Whip.
Report of the Committee on Gender, Children and Social Welfare on the annual budget estimate of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection for the year ending 31st December 2026.
Yes, aye. Very well. Aye is on a different side. Honourable members, the report has been duly presented and it is for distribution to the honourable members. Yes, Majority Chief Whip.
Speaker, addendum on order paper addendum 2, I pray that we take motion number 2.
Honourable members, motion numbered 2. The motion numbered 2 on order paper addendum 2 is for Minister of Health.
Speaker, the substantive minister is unavoidably absent. So the deputy is here to represent him and to listen to the key issues and respond accordingly. So may I pray for your leave so that
yes,
that will be done.
Honourable.
We, in the natural scheme of events, we wouldn't be opposed to that. But we just don't see the ministers, we don't see committee chairs, we don't even see the invitation of any doctors and nurses just to come and understand or the reason for all of this debate. I would have prayed that that would have been the right thing to do. Where's the minister? Where's the minister?
Honourable member, may you move the motion for the Minister of Health?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that item number 2, as captured by order paper on addendum 2, be moved today. Thank you.
Motion moved. Any seconder? Who seconds the motion?
Right, Honourable Speaker. I rise to support the motion. To second the motion. And in so doing, I present the report of the committee. Right, Honourable Speaker, the health budget is always benchmarked against the Abuja Declaration. And this year, we have seen a rise from around 8-9% last year to about 12.3%. And you put your money where your heart is. So we've seen an increase of the budget by 28% from that of 2025. The good thing about this budget is that the capex, for the first time, is very, very high, about 2 billion Ghana cedis, from about 600,000 the previous year. And that's because of the fact that the government is going to construct a lot of hospitals, including the famous Agenda 111 hospitals. We have some problems, and I just want to highlight a bit on them. The low IGF ceiling for the teaching hospitals, and then some of the agencies of the Ministry of Health. So what happens is this: the projection for end of year, usually they look at your performance in the first half of the year, and because of the seasonal. Okay, so you capture the whole report, and also I want to mention the uncapping. It's very, very important for us to mention the uncapping of the rest of the agencies under the Ministry of Health. It's very important that it is done. In conclusion, after carefully examining the 2026 annual budget estimates of the ministry, the committee hereby recommends that this House adopts this report and approve the total sum of 22,804,901,056 Ghana cedis for the operations of the Ministry of Health for the year ending 31st December 2026. I so move.
Honorable members, motion moved and seconded, results presented. It is for the consideration of the House. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to make a comment on your committee's report and to urge the House to approve the sum of 22,804,901,056 Ghana cedis for the use of the health sector. Mr. Speaker, I, however, have my reservations, and I want to take this opportunity to highlight a few of the concerns we notice. Your committee did a good job by engaging all the agencies under the sector, and the common concerns across was inadequate staff and also delayed or non-release of allocations. Mr. Speaker, it baffles me because if you have a finance minister who says the economy is doing well and he's being touted, Ato is forcing, but he cannot employ to the health sector, it baffles me. Mr. Speaker, an economy that is really doing well should be able to employ. So if for the whole 2025, no nurse was employed to the health sector, then it's a cause for concern. When you go to the report, page 6, Mr. Speaker, there's a figure there, paragraph 711 II, 13,500 nurses. Mr. Speaker, honestly, these nurses were employed in 2024 under the Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia-led government. And the sad aspect of it is that majority of these nurses have not been paid as I speak. Mr. Speaker, the much touted 133 mantra, job mantra, is a failed promise. Because if the government cannot employ nurses to the health sector, it's a serious concern for all of us. Mr. Speaker, to add salt to injury, there are no plans of recruiting nurses for the year 2026. And to make it matters worse, when you go to the report, there's also this challenge is compounded by the high attrition rate for nurses. When we engage the officials from the Ministry of the Nurses and Midwifery Council, they said for every month, about 500 nurses in the service apply to leave the country. So we are not recruiting. Those in the service are also leaving the shores of this country. This is putting our health sector in danger. Mr. Speaker, let me come to the shutdown of the zipline drone delivery distribution centers. Mr. Speaker, we all know the benefit of the zipline drone delivery service. It's helped our communities, especially the rural ones, help our people by delivering essential medicines, vaccines, anti-snake sera, emergency supplies. It saved mothers during childbirth. It stabilized accident victims and even improved the services of Chiefs Compound. Mr. Speaker, to our surprise, we woke up on the 25th of November this month, only last week, to hear that Zipline has closed down 3 of the distribution centers. Mr. Speaker, I'm afraid the remaining 3 may follow soon. And to show concern, Mr. Speaker, the Ketikrachi Distribution Center, I'm sure it supplies essential medicines to the residents of your constituency. It's been shut down, Mr. Speaker, because of non-payment and neglect. If I were the minister, I would engage the vendor and see a possibility of renegotiating. We did it in 2017 and 2018 when the Kufuor government renegotiated the various PPAs that went against the nation. We were able to make some gains. Why can't the minister do that to Zipline? And Mr. Speaker, the shock of it is that when the Trump administration, while we are shutting our distribution centers down, the Trump administration is committing $150 million to support Zipline in the operations in Africa, including Ghana. So, Trump administration, far away from Ghana, they are even thinking about us and our own government. The majority of Ghanaians gave you the mandate not to put their lives in danger. But I'm telling you, this is exactly what you are doing. Mr. Speaker, to make matters worse, the National Ambulance Service is suffering. It is suffering because out of the 307 ambulance fleet that were bequeathed to the people of Ghana in 2017, we only have 211 on wheels as I speak. And in the budget, there's no provision to replace them. Even those that are broken down, we can't get money to fix them. Where is the money? Ato, where is the money? Where is the money? A party that claims that they are socialists. Ambulance service, which is very essential and life-saving. Why are ambulance breaking down and we cannot replace them? We don't have money to replace them, but we have money to do other things. Mr. Speaker, let me add my voice to the call for the uncapping of the IGF for the regulatory agencies under the ministry. I'm saying this because we've seen the benefits accrued by the agencies that have already had the uncapping. Example, the National Health Insurance, and it's enhancing their operations, it's helping. So please, let's agree that the remaining agencies should be uncapped so that they can get money to improve their operations. Mr. Minister, before I conclude, let me tell you one interesting thing. For the 2026 budget, Mr. Speaker, out of the 9 commitment authorization requested or submitted to Ministry of Finance, approval for only 2 have been granted. And I'm talking about new projects. Only 2 out of the 9 that were submitted to Ministry of Finance. At where is the money? Okay, and the shock of it is that, Mr. Speaker, the 2 projects are going to one region, and that is Western North. And to our surprise again, it's going to one constituency, which is Jabuso. They are construction of nursing training school at Jabuso, rehabilitation of Jabuso Hospital. Honorable Deputy Minister, I'm sure you are not happy all the 2 projects are going to one constituency. I'm sure you are not happy. I can see from your face. You are not happy that all the 2 projects are going to one constituency. Mr. Speaker, there's a saying that they owe near money. So I will conclude by urging the House to approve the budget and the said amount for use by the health sector. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you so much. Before giving the floor to another person, the rules in Standing Order 63 has been violated. So whatever you said in Tree is ordered to be expunged from the record. Yes? Remember, you have the floor. No, let me come here first.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the committee sitting, there were some observations that were made, one of which is what he mentioned about the status of releases to the National Health Insurance. Mr. Speaker, I can tell you on authority that this is the first time government adhered to the provision of Section 52(1) of the National Health Insurance Act, Act 852, which states that within a matter of 30 days, the Minister of Finance, after taking the National Health Insurance Fund levy, should lodge it in the account of the Ministry of Health and notify the Minister for Health accordingly. This is the first time. You will be surprised that even at our sitting, the Minister indicated to us that the last bit of the claims were supposed to be cleared that very day. So any hospital that does not receive its claim should ask whoever is concerned. Then today, my brother, who sat there and listened to all these things, is saying a different thing altogether. Is that the way we behave? Mr. Speaker, about the uncapping of IGF for regulatory agencies, we all agree that it was their government which brought these capping and realigning policy. And we are trying to remove it. As we speak, we made an effort as a committee to make sure that most of these agencies were decapped to a level that could make them survive. We are only left with the regulatory bodies. And we have decided to put it before the Minister of Finance that those regulatory bodies should also be made to brief. So if my brother is saying a different thing altogether, I'm just surprised. We also observed that there were a lot of facilities that could not insure their fleet of cars, their buildings, and a whole lot. And the committee was very much concerned about it. So we advised them strongly that they must make sure that they insure their facilities. And the minister assured us that in 2026, he will make sure that all the facilities under his ministry get insured to avoid any danger in the future. The committee also complained bitterly about the non-payment of the 30th month salary arrears, which was accumulating from month to month. They couldn't pay it. They left it and ran away. And today, it has become a case for them to mention. Ghanaians are watching. We'll see who they are 13th month salary. Who introduced it? They introduced it. And you left a lot of ideas behind, you ran away. And now that we are planning to solve it, you are coming to make noise to Ghanaians to believe that you are an angel coming from wherever it is. Mr. Speaker, the surprising thing that we learned was the lightweights have what is the iPhone? Information management system. This was another means by which people made a lot of resources. The minister made us understand that the company was supposed to extend this facility to 900 health facilities in this country. They ended up extending it to only 450, left with 500. And they were overpaid. They were paid $77 million. And as we speak, at the end of it all, what the guy could do to Ghanaians was to hold the entire health system to ransom. He was monopolizing the facility to the detriment of our poor health workers and patients.
It's true.
And how can such people stand here and say all kinds of things that they are not aware of? It's surprising. So, Mr. Speaker, by the effort of our able health minister, as we speak, they have rolled out something that we call GIMS. That is Ghana Health Information Management System. That has taken over the system to protect our data. And now everything is fluent in the health sector. And
Honourable member, conclude.
Roll over in the entire country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I request that we must all support this budget. They must make sure that they grant this amount of money to the Ministry of Health to continue with its good work. If you look at their outlook for 2026, you will be impressed. Mr. Speaker, let them grant them the money so that they do their good work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very much. Yes, Honourable member, you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I do acknowledge that the budget is about choices, and therefore the President, by his minister, has the discretion to decide on the choices to make. Mr. Speaker, of serious concern to some of us is the backlog of nurses. Mr. Speaker, when you think of the backlog, what becomes more concerning is the fact that we also continue to train nurses. Therefore, the backlog also continues to expand. Mr. Speaker, I acknowledge that there might be physical constraints, for which reason government may have to take a position. Nevertheless, it's also very important that we give hope to our teaming nurses, over 78,000 who are still at home waiting to be employed. I've in fact also been informed that there are also trained doctors who are also waiting for clearance to be employed. Mr. Speaker, there are pharmacists who are also waiting for clearance to be employed. Mr. Speaker, I urge the Minister for Finance to work with the Minister for Health, or the Minister for Health to work with the Minister for Finance to provide a clear plan as to how our teaming health workers who remain unemployed or who continue to remain at home with the hope of getting onto the government payroll are going to be absorbed. Mr. Speaker, it may not be in the budget today, but Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, if we don't show concern, it's increasingly becoming a hopeless situation for them. In fact, Mr. Speaker, we cannot close our eyes to the fact that now they are heavily reliant on politicians as to how they are going to be employed, when historically it wasn't the case. And so, Mr. Speaker, going forward, there should be a clear plan by the Minister for Finance and the Minister for Health, putting their heads together to show us the way forward as to how these health workers are going to be absorbed. In fact, I may want to suggest to the ministers of Finance and Health to consider how they may rope in the private sector, the private hospitals and health facilities to assist in reducing the number of unemployment in that regard. Mr. Speaker, very respectfully, these are my humble suggestions on the matter before us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, at the conclusion of the debate. Very well. Very well, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleague across the aisle was talking about the zipline delivery service. Mr. Speaker, the zipline delivery service contract was signed in 2018 by the former minister, but the program was started in 2019. Mr. Speaker, we were paying $88,000 a month per station. 6 stations times $88,000. That makes $520,000 a month that the Ghanaian taxpayers were paying to this company. The contract was signed for emergency and hard-to-reach areas, meaning that the drones were going to send emergency medicines, emergency services to areas that were hard to reach, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the record, only 12% of the work they did was to hard-to-reach areas. Only 4% of the deliveries were emergencies, Mr. Speaker. They were delivering paracetamol. They were delivering condoms. They were delivering mosquito nets. They were delivering stationery. Mr. Speaker, the cost-benefit analysis. The cost-benefit analysis, Mr. Speaker, the Ghanaian taxpayers were suffering under this program, Mr. Speaker. So I wanted to use this opportunity to clarify the zip line issue so that there is no ambiguity and there is absolutely no, there is no ambiguity and there's absolutely no confusion as to why this zip line program is not good for the Ghanaian and the Ghanaian taxpayer. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Available Leader. Available Leader, you have the floor.
Speaker, my chief whip is here, so I'm not the available leader. I don't want any coup d'etat matters.
You have to change position. Because in your front bench, you sit in seniority. Is that not so?
That is so.
That is what makes you available leader.
I hear, Speaker. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. Speaker, there are few observations. Speaker, about 3 weeks ago, I made an observation and I came to this floor to make a request to the leader of government business in respect of the limbs. Speaker, as we speak, last week I was at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital for a medical review. Whilst I was sitting before the doctor who I can say he knows me very well, told me in plain terms, I don't know you. I do not have any record of you. So I do not even know what you are here for. Speaker, you know what it means. The LIMS has not been effective. There is no structure within the respective hospitals, no record whatsoever. So what is happening now, Speaker, is the cash and carry. Speaker, if you do not, in fact, you would even have to have a new identification card or a register before you can be attended to by a physician or a doctor. Speaker?
Which part of the report are you speaking to?
Speaker, it's the health report. When she was talking about, Speaker, when she was talking about mosquito nets, and she was talking about condoms, but this is even captured.
She was speaking Speaker, with reference to zip line.
This is captured in this report, GIMS, and I'm talking about LIMS. And I'm saying that there is total breakdown with reference to how patients are attended to. And Speaker, this is very crucial. This is not political. Speaker, beyond that, I have been in my constituency, the hospital, and I came here to say it. And my hope was that this would be resolved. Maternal issues. Mothers who are pregnant, Speaker, they pay before they are attended to. They pay before they are attended to. Speaker, when you are a woman, you are pregnant, you pay for your cesarean section. It's between 5,000 to 9,000 Ghana cedis. Speaker, we are not social democrats, but President Kufuor brought the free maternal care. There is the need for us to pursue such social interventions without issues. Speaker, now we talk about some paltry sum of money that will be used to take care of the Agenda 111 project. Speaker, I have always believed that continuity, especially in the provision of social infrastructure, is very key. And let me commend President Mahama for thinking of the legacy projects. But you see, you can't take care of legacy projects and be thinking of only boreholes and be leaving the 111 projects to rot. And then you say that you are only taking care of 10. Speaker, ambulance services. That is also captured, Speaker. Still, let me make reference to my constituency, Wejagbawi. My ambulance is dysfunctional. Is grounded. It's not working for the past 2-3 months. Speaker, it is now the responsibility of members of parliament to now pre-finance the mobility of their ambulances. Speaker, and these are genuine concerns. Speaker, I normally will not do politics with issues of this nature. I will let you understand, just like the Ghana Medical Trust Fund. What is happening to the Ghana Medical Trust Fund? What are we doing with it? It's working. And that is why you've lifted about 2 billion or so to Ghana Medical Trust Fund. When you are taking staff from NHI to go and fill in at Ghana Medical Trust Fund. And you have 120,000 people whose appointments were revoked. About 12,000 who could have been nurses and doctors. So even if you have the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, are you not looking at it as an opportunity to recruit people? And you are there, you are now revoking appointments. Speaker, I am not too enthused about supporting this, but if it is the view of the House to deal with it, they can bring their numbers in to come and pass. As you sit here, you don't even form a quorum. You are here, you are screaming. Speaker, I thank you very much for the opportunity.
Yes, majority leadership. Very well. Then I will cede the floor to the minister who will be the last to speak on the subject.
I'm most grateful, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. And let me put on record that I have taken note of all the concerns that have been raised on the floor of the House. Mr. Speaker, except to make few remarks and corrections. Mr. Speaker, the amount in the motion moved excluded the allocation to the National Health Insurance and the Ghana Medical Trust Fund. So, Mr. Speaker, if you permit me, if you add the allocation from the national health insurance, which is around 9.04 billion, and the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, which is about 2.259 billion. The total amount of money we are talking about here is around 34.22 billion. The Speaker, let me put it on record. When the deputy ranking was speaking, this is a house of record, he made a categorical statement that the nurses who were recruited in 2024, and we say we have paid them, most of them have not been paid. Mr. Speaker, this is what has gone into the Hansards, and it must be expunged immediately, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as I speak to you now, all the 13,500 nurses have been paid. And so it is not accurate to say on the floor of the House that most of them have not been paid. Mr. Speaker, it is clear that we don't recruit for the sake of it. Anytime you are doing recruitment, you must make financial provision for the recruitment you are doing. That's because so if you recruit in 2024 for the sake of elections and you don't make any financial provision, it's as good as you have not recruited. Yes. That's because what we have said is that we have put 13,500 nurses and midwives on the payroll in 2025. And this is a fact. I don't know why they are struggling. 2025. I don't know why they are struggling to counter this claim.
January to December.
Mr. Speaker, again, we are not leaving the Agenda 111 to rot. His Excellency the President has indicated on several occasions that any ongoing project he has inherited will be continued and it will never be abandoned. Yes. Mr. Speaker, the issue of LEMS, I have had the opportunity on the floor to clarify, Mr. Speaker, that we are rolling out another software that is called the GAMES. And so,
not the condom one.
And so, Mr. Speaker, we have started with the teaching hospitals and they are rolling out department from department to department.
Yes. By Papa.
And so, Mr. Speaker, it is never the case that we have left the records missing and therefore records of patients cannot be traced. This is not true, Mr. Speaker. The Speaker, we are rolling out the software, we have created the exchanges, and therefore, whenever they get to any facility and they plug in, all the data will be reconstructed and no patient will lose his or her data. And this is a matter of fact. Mr. Speaker, it is true that they left behind about 74,000 health professionals unemployed. That is what you left behind. And Mr. Speaker, for your information, 74,000 health professionals. And for your information, there is a clear plan to make sure all these health professionals get jobs, not excluding what we call managed migration. The Speaker, now government is taking charge. About 13 countries have requested to have health professionals from Ghana. And we are taking steps to train more specialists so that they can meet the global market and meet our gaps you have left behind. Mr. Speaker, let me also make the point that the health sector has been given the priority in this government. The Ghana Medical Trust Fund, as I speak to you now, if they care to know, is in full motion. They've started disbursing funds for the care of patients. It is in motion. Mr. Speaker, 1.5 billion Ghana cedis has also been allocated for free primary health care. The primary health care needs account for about 80% of our health needs. So when we get that right, we'll have a very strong health sector. Mr. Speaker, a lot is being done in the health sector. And so, Mr. Speaker, without, speaking much, I wish and I encourage my colleagues on the other side. I've heard the Minority Chief Whip that he will support us. In order for us to complete your projects and to give strong health sector, please, let's approve this money so that the good work His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing will continue. Mr. Speaker, approved. I thank you for the opportunity. Approved.
Speaker, if you may bear me out.
Honorable.
Speaker, we have just one motion, I think gender. So
Honorable member.
We have navigated well. We have cooperated
you know
well.
me, we have navigated well.
Speaker, just a word.
I indicated clearly I'm giving the last slot to the minister responsible.
Speaker, just a word.
After the minister responsible, I intend not to take anyone. Honourable members, at the conclusion of the debate.
Speaker, no.
The question is as many as are in favor of the motion number 2 on the order paper addendum 2, say aye. Those against say no. Right. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted that this Honourable House approve the sum of 22,804,901,056 cedis for the services of the Ministry of Health for the year ending 31st December 2026. Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Chief Whip, you are not in charge of government business. That's why I'm calling Majority Leader.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, but he struggled to catch your eye. I think he felt strongly about something that was said. So if you may indulge him just to hear what it is.
After putting the question, I have no reverse gear.
I don't think it is against the approval.
Well, I have no reverse gear. We are moving forward. So, Majority Leader, what is the next item?
Speaker, may we take motion number 1 on other paper addendum 2, the report from the Gender Committee. Respectfully, thank you.
Yes. Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection.
Speaker, may I pray that the Minister for Gender is unavoidably absent. And so I pray that the Health Minister, the Deputy is also here. They can note the issues. Gender issues are also health connected. They are health connected. So the minister can note the issues and respond to the matters arising. So we get
Minority Leadership.
Speaker, I thought but we don't have copies of the report. We don't have a problem. But your prayer is that there are other beautiful women who can stand instead of. Why do you want to go and worry the health minister? Why do you want to go and worry? His application to you is that we should allow the Honorable Akando, who just struggled to pass his motion, he should rather stand instead of the gender minister.
What is your application?
Speaker,
What is your application?
It's not appealing to us. The Honorable Gisela is here. Get a woman for us.
What meaning are you placing on gender?
No, we want the gender minister. We want to hear you are right. A feminine voice at least. Akando has a harsh voice. I don't want that harsh voice. Get us a beautiful feminine voice.
Yes, motion numbered 1 on the order paper addendum 2. Minister responsible for health.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that item number 1, as captured on order paper addendum 2, be moved today. Thank you.
Motion moved. Any seconder?
I'm a member of the committee.
Oh, I prayed.
But we...
Okay, yes, sorry. Mr. Speaker, I agree with you. I agree with you. Mr. Speaker, the chairperson for the gender committee was here in the morning, but she has an emergency. So the member, the first deputy majority whip is a member. So I want to seek your leave to enable her second the motion and in doing so present the committee's report for the attention of the House.
Minority.
Unwillingly, I have to support. I'm not willing, but what can I do? We support.
But few minutes ago, you said you want to hear a female voice. Now more female are about to speak. Why are you giving them permission unwillingly?
Speaker, I want the appropriate female voice. The appropriate female voice.
Yes, Deputy Whip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion. And in doing so, the committee met and I want to present the committee's report and the Hazard Department to capture everything that is in the report. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection plays a pivotal role in advancing national development through its support to vulnerable groups, including children and elderly, and persons living with disability. Its contribution to social welfare and protection remains indispensable. It is therefore essential that the ministry is adequately resourced to effectively deliver on its mandate. Mr. Speaker, therefore, the House should approve 3,261,253,666 Ghana cedis for the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection for the year ending 31st December 2026. Mr. Speaker, I so submit.
Motion moved and seconded. Results report presented. It is for the consideration of the House. Honorable members, in the absence of anybody to contribute, I'll put a question. Honorable members, the question is, as many as are in favor of the motion numbered 1 on order paper addendum, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The motion is accordingly adopted that this Honorable House approves the sum of 3,261,000,000 523,666 Ghana cedis for the services of the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection for the year ending 31st December 2026. Yes, Majority Leader.
Speaker,
So, Speaker, I think we are done for the day, and we have sat for more than 5 hours, so we are in your hands.
Yes.
Speaker, I'm not sure the leader of the House did not move a motion for adjournment. He was just drawing our attention to the fact that we've done more than 5 hours. Just to urge my colleagues, today has been good. It's the first day we started taking the motions. Today we've done 5. Quite impressive. So I will urge my colleague that it should impress upon the chairman so that we can get as many of the reports as possible. Tomorrow, we should be able to do more than 10. And if we do that, Speaker, will be making good progress towards the passage of the appropriation. Unfortunately, a number of the motions that were considered, we didn't have the report. But we had to just take compromise for our colleagues. Again, some of the papers too, we had to do a few things with my colleague. You see how we help. And when it's time for you to praise us, majority leader will not praise us. He will use the dispatch board and attack us well. But today, we have cooperated. It's been beautiful. You yourself, you saw the beautiful cooperation from this heart of the house. So we will urge our colleagues that tomorrow you try and get as many of the reports as possible, so that towards appropriation we can do a clinical job. But I urge colleagues to support. The majority leader has been good. My chief whip has been very good. Tomorrow will be better, I'm sure. And I see the lands minister is here. My lands minister is here. Speaker, let me, on behalf of my leader and the entire majority caucus, commend the leadership of the minority and the minority for the cooperation. Today, like he said, it's been exceptional. And we believe that it will remain so until we pass appropriation. But Speaker, like he said, we want to urge the leadership of the committees, not just the chairpersons alone, the rankings as well, that they should cooperate after the consideration of the estimates so that the reports can quickly be prepared and executed and given to the table office so they can be loaded. I'm sure today about 10 committees sat. Those were even just the advertised one. Those that haven't advertised, they are also sitting. And I'm sure once we get the reports for today's sittings, as well as those that are outstanding,
tomorrow our plates will be full. So, Mr. Speaker, on this note, I want to pray that we haven't done 5 hours. We haven't done